Welcome, everybody. Good morning. John Zager. Good morning, good morning. Time is it? It's a couple minutes after 6 in the morning. Saturday, it would be the 6th of July. I haven't figured out the phone yet where to put it so that it doesn't cause problems. We'll see what happens this morning with this location. It'll probably fall over, and who knows, I have to pick it up and hold it, but it'll be fine. Drinking my coffee this morning, been up early, went over to McDonald's, got a cup of coffee, did some blogging, and now I'm at the park, and there's people going through riding bikes and walking and looking at me like, what am I doing? Last night was a big storm here on the eastern slope. As usual, we have um, huge hail the size of golf balls and tennis balls and that kind of thing. I won't show you my window that I'm looking at, but it's completely uh, shattered from hail. And my truck took a huge beating from the hail. The funny side of it last night was I had a pair of ear muffs that you use when you go shooting, and the noise was so loud. I tried cuffing my, hands over my ears, and it still was so loud I couldn't stand it. So I got the hunting ear muffs that protects your hearing when you're shooting, and I had to wear those inside the truck. I was inside the truck when the storm came, and I figured I might as well stay inside the truck. I'm already here. Let's see what happens. Uh, I can't get out. If you got hit by one of these um, huge ice balls, it could split your head open. I mean, you could get killed. They're so severe, and the pressure and the amount of force that they hit with is something you don't imagine until you actually sit inside the truck or the car and pay attention to it. Where I was at was I was kind of stuck in a location with a lot of other people, and the entire, oh, I guess you'd call it a parking lot. Um, all the cars, all the windows were all blown out. Everybody's cars were destroyed in terms of hail damage, and it was a catastrophe to say the least. So I'm sort of licking my wounds and um, kind of just wondering what I'm going to do. It's Saturday, so there's nothing I can do today, but come Monday, I think I'll be busy trying to at least get my windshield fixed, and the hood and everything on the truck is destroyed, and I'm not sure what we do in a case like that. But anyway, there's my escapades from last night. I hope you all had a better evening than I did. Uh, I wanted to talk a little bit more today about believing. It's kind of been a big topic for me. Um, I read a bunch of uh, various comments on the internet this morning with people trying to manifest trying to get their intentions to occur, trying to get their wishes and desires fulfilled, their dreams, their visions of the future. Nobody was doing it, and they were all pretty sour in their comments about it's not working, whatever it is. And each person sort of gave their own account of their program. Not everybody's working very specific, trendy programs. A lot of people seem to be in, I don't know, they're kind of making up their own programs, it seems like. Law of attraction gets a lot of people. They follow Abraham, and I think a lot of what she says is good and true, although people in those programs have just as much difficulty, I think, as the other programs that are out there. And so this morning, a couple people came up with other, what was one of them? Energy manifesting or something. Something I had never heard of before. And of course, they didn't go into much detail, but so people are struggling with trying to get what they're asking for. Boy, that coffee, I wish it were. This is real coffee, by the way. It's not half and half. Wish it were even stronger this morning. So anyway, believing. And last night as I sat here in the truck and weathered the storm, I kept trying to believe that this doesn't have to happen. And is there any way I could think this storm into not hitting my truck? And of course, that's just wishful thinking. I mean, a storm's a storm. They just come by, and no matter what you do, you just happen to be at the wrong place at the wrong time, and that's where the storm hits, and those are the people that are going to get damaged. It's nothing personal, and it has nothing to do with, the unluckiness of the gods looking down on you or whatever. So in my podcast I did yesterday morning after my YouTube video, it came out a little bit better because I was talking in terms of the purity of your belief system. I'm not quite sure if I got that point across in my YouTube video. And as I went on looking this morning and a little bit last night as I was processing things on the internet, I noticed that there seems to be a fair amount of trainings, or what do they call those, webinars on the internet with all kinds of various sundry means to make money, produce an income, have a business, become successful on the internet, and how to do all that stuff with the training. And for instance, one was speaking, how to be a 6-figure speaker, having never done it before and in a short period of time. Just oddball things that people normally would not do. And it got me thinking about believing, and is that there must be, or seems to be, or may be a fair amount of people out there that are not getting their intentions met. And so they keep wandering further and further away from the center, trying to find something that they can believe in that will take them to the next level. Does that make sense? So they start upping the stakes. They start contriving new ideas. They envision new platforms to accomplish and achieve what they're looking for, which really, when you get down to it, you guys, I mean, this is the common thread that I've been paying attention to is abundance. And you'll hear me talk a fair amount about lack and about abundance. And people seem, not everybody, you can be wealthy and still be in lack, right? So a fair amount of people seem to be in lack, even though they may be driving a nice car. They may have some nice clothes on. They may be doing some nice things as far as going out to dinner and events and whatnot. But in their personality, they still have lack. They're still trying to find something that I'm not sure they're clear about what they're looking for. And they talk in terms of abundance. And abundance, of course, as we all know, has little to do with money. Money is, of course, part of abundance, but, abundance includes all kinds of things, from relationships and jobs and houses and, how you keep your yard kind of thing. It's all inclusive of a lot of healthy things going on in your life. So as I read, I start noticing more and more people further from the center of where they really want to be, because they're sort of grasping at straws. They're yanking at stars out there. They're grabbing at things that may not even exist. So that says to me that and again, the statistics are, I believe 79% of Americans live in a state of stress, right? To where there's difficulties going on in their life, financial or relationship wise or family wise or work wise or career wise or who knows what. But the majority of, look at politics. Heck, let's talk about that for a second. Or let's look at religion. People are, when I grew up, people seemed to be very faithful with their religious beliefs, and things were fairly solid. Now, there's a lot of people, and again, it's the same thing. They're veering off from the center and trying to find these outer perimeter type things, for instance, religion or spirituality, to satisfy their belief system, right? As opposed to the old days, people were pretty sure and comfortable with their belief system and spirituality and religion and understanding of God, however that happens to pan out. So stress is causing some definite issues for people, and the stress in the world, which, like I said, is science. They do all their studies. They say it's around 79. It's probably more like 95% of people in America are living in stress. And that's causing you to shoot off all those stress hormones, And what are those doing? The obvious thing is that they're lowering or depleting or incapacitating the immune system. And when your immune system goes down, then you become vulnerable for the environment, right, to start upregulating diseased genes into your body. And that's how you go ahead, which is basically through thoughts and beliefs and perceptions. That's how you acquire a disease, a terminal illness. That's how you die. That's the beginning stages to dying. I don't want to over exaggerate the point, but there is a step by step scientific process that does occur, and it kind of, you can take it all the way back to stress and watching people, reaching at these outer peripheral types of beliefs and perceptions that may make their life better. And in turn, what they're doing is just firing off, stress hormones, and in turn, that's lowering your immune system, which makes you vulnerable to upregulating disease. The other thing, this coffee is really good. I wish it were stronger. The other thing I notice, and again, you guys do too, I mean, this isn't particular to my noticing in people, but I'm sure you all do, just the way that people will, here's an example, here's a very specific example so that I'm not rambling, but I know a person who tried to do good things for another person that was disadvantaged, right? Just things not going well, kind of living in lack, and a little bit of assistance or support or encouragement was a good thing from this one person to the other. One had more than the other did and was willing to try to help out that person. And that's all fine and good if your belief system in what you're doing is pure. Does that make sense, you guys? If your intention is for the better of both people. But what happened was, after a period of time, the stress in the person who was helping the other became so high and so tense that that person turned on and started withdrawing the support, withdrawing the assistance, withdrawing the emotional kinds of things that help people get through. And actually that person became kind of bitter and angry and resentful and ugly, really ugly in the personality. So in turn, isn't that the beginning stages, again through stress and belief systems, isn't that the early stages of lowering the immune system and then the environment upregulating disease into the body? And I believe, as I'm sitting here, doing this little YouTube video, that I believe that person is upregulating disease. I believe that. You cannot be doing good things or think that you're doing good things when really you're not, and then do a complete 180 and not have that catch up with you. The old saying years and years and years ago, this is an old one, but what goes around comes around. It's the same thing. The immune system has shut down almost, and now you're upregulating disease, and in your life, things are not going to go so well. Now, that doesn't have anything to do with broken windshields and hailstorms that go through Colorado almost on a weekly basis. That this has nothing to do with the immune system. This is just a storm. But you understand what I'm saying? The personality makes a big difference. The personality is really, really huge. How you think, act, and feel. And so belief systems are more powerful than we can imagine, more powerful than we give them credit for. Our perceptions are more powerful than what we give them credit for, right? I mean, beliefs and perceptions are there for a reason, because they were given to us by probably people that had issues in the beginning. And we go ahead and get programmed into that. And then you get into this day and age where we have the amount of stress that we have, and we start reaching for the stars, thinking that these alternative kinds of things are going to make us happy and make our life better, when in actuality we need to look at changing our belief systems and perceptions, right? And doing things to strengthen our immune system, so we're up-regulating genes that make our immune system stronger, and we're not taking in genes that are going to be causing disease and damage. Very, very important, you guys. Reprogramming. It's just kind of a new thing out there. I mean, it's been around for a long, long time. We used to do it when I did clinical, but being able to reprogram, change the way that you're thinking and believing and perceiving, and how you break those neuron clusters apart and build in new hardwired belief systems. Again, I'm always available for consultation, education, coaching. I'm easy to find, johnzagar.com, JOHNZEGAR.com. Go to my website, leave some comments. If you're looking for some consultation, some education, or some coaching, happy to do that. I'm on all social media. I'm easy to find out there. All of my blogs, my YouTubes, my podcasts on Spreaker and iHeartRadio. Again, just very accessible. So I've kind of run a little bit long today. I didn't want to make these really long and lengthy, but hope you all have a good Saturday. It's a beautiful day here. The clouds are kind of going away, and I think we're supposed to be around 80 and a pretty nice today and tomorrow. Probably again late afternoon, early evening showers, and the chance and occasion for hail always is present on the eastern slope. So anyway, God bless everybody. Take care of one another. And sorry for moving that. And I'll look forward to talking to you all again real soon. Thanks a lot. See you. Bye.